and site plan. I met with Scott and with Paul, building inspector, and there were basically no issues. Apparently, all of his neighbors, as is evident by their not showing up tonight, are happy that he's, the property is being purchased and used in this manner. It's actually better for them than a residential property because there's going to be very little noise or traffic. He's going to build an accessory structure to house his business equipment. It's not a place of business necessarily, but he's using it as a garage for storage. And other than the site plan, details, which I'm not 100% sure of, I have no objection or saw any issues. Neither did Paul.
Now there's some final, So the question here would be, it's a lot that doesn't have a residence, not a joint. So that's why it's before the planning board as a special use permit. Does anybody have any concerns? And then we talked. You want to just give a quick, I think you did with the board last month, just a quick summary of what the building looks like and what you're doing.
Yeah, no problem. I'm looking to put a garage in a 40 by 60 pole barn. As I said, I'm in the neighborhood. I live in the neighborhood. I'd love to put it on my property, but I don't have the room and my wife won't allow me to do that. So I found a piece of property. It's just down the street, and where I want to put it, it's not visible. It should not be visible from the road or from any of the other residences. There may be some, but very limited. So I'm looking to store some of my business equipment in there, some of my personal equipment, and that's it. It's not a place of business. My business isn't done at a location. My business is done, I guess, via the internet and worldwide. I travel for my work, I don't have customers coming to me. So I just need a place to put my things and be able to go down and get ready and get them set to go out.
One of the questions was that you don't have a bathroom or well or a septic.
No, I only live 3 doors down. I'm not looking to.
So
put a roof over the equipment.
Yeah, it's basically what
And the pole barn has walls.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
4 walls.
Yeah, you're not storing stuff outside.
Well, no, I'll have a trailer outside of it. They know that in the back. So it's 1.288 acres. So it's not, again, it won't be something that could be seen.
Yeah. Well, question is, and your lighting, is there going to be any outdoor?
I don't see a need for it. I'll be honest with you. I might put an outdoor light by the door so that if I go down at night, so I can unlock it. Just a regular porch light. But other than that, no, I don't need outside lighting.
So, right, so the issue or part of the issue here, you're gonna need plans for construction, but so part of the issue is that there aren't formal engineered or surveyed plans. But ultimately, you're gonna need.
I actually supplied a survey map.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
That was,
before the last meeting.
But it's just an enlarged version of this, because it shows the tentative residence that was going to be built on it.
okay, but there is a survey that shows that.
Yeah, no, but I also supplied the regular survey map that I got from the real estate company. Yeah, the folded map, exactly.
It doesn't have anything on it that didn't have. It doesn't have these things that he did in his Google.
Well, you're gonna have to do an as-built in the end to get your, right, to close out your permit.
So this is what.
Yeah, I would follow it.
Maggie, on that picture of the map, there was one with the house on it. Which parcel was the one that we're looking at? No, go back down to the pictures.
Oh, sorry. It's this one.
No,
No, it's not. There's the
It's-
house on that one.
no, it's the one below it.
Thank
right
you.
there.
Okay, thanks, sorry.
As you see, there's nothing there. And when I was here, we talked about setbacks and everything, and I'm gonna be a minimum of 136 feet off of DeWitt Mills Road. As you can see, the requirement is 25 feet from the town line. I also have a right of way that's in between there, so I'm gonna be off of even off of
And
that.
that's like 2.5 acres, you said?
1.280
Curb cut from,
to it mills. I've already talked to the county. They have no issue. There's already a driveway in there. So they've given me the,
so what are we waiting for?
I think we'll just. This is minimal. Let's.
Yeah,
Let's knock it out,
Yeah.
So I
right?
did
Yeah,
send,
so you comfortable with that?
Oh, I'm fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's just, okay. So,
there's drafts of the decision over there. I also did email it to all of you and it was posted on the website yesterday. So,
right.
so we will pull it up.
it's just, if you want to have everybody read it.
No. I mean, I think that
We usually just scroll through and get.
Just scroll through the bottom. till they
just scroll
scroll
through and
down.
we're gonna do some. Okay,
So this is the requirements out of the site plan data, and this is whether it's on the map or not on the map.
Scott will need to submit a new site plan with all of those things on it. That's part of the contingent on it, right?
That's the way that I would. So the board can discuss this, the way it's been done in the past is because you're,
so I think like,
Okay.
sorry,
no,
So-
fine.
so I think that some of the things that are required, we can take a quick run through. I think they may be excessive in what this is, because this is literally a pole barn on a vacant lot. It's not a,
Had a foundation, doesn't it?
Yes.
so, but it's not a, so let's do a quick run through and see, I
I
mean,
have a quick question.
Yeah.
In theory, everything is fine.
Right.
Just that there's nothing in my hand that I can say, correct, this is what we improved.
Right.
Are we gonna ever get a drawing that shows this?
that's why I asked him whether he was gonna do an as-built when it was done for the plan. I mean, there's gotta be a plan for the building department.
so I'm a little lost here.
I need a site plan showing the building's location and what you're gonna do.
Okay,
on it.
so on January 2nd, I came here, I supplied that to the clerk. I also took 2 copies of that. She gave me the labels to mail it to board members so that they could look at that.
Can we look at it now, Maggie, online?
I then came to the meeting at the end of January and everybody said everything was in order.
No,
I was-
it's not that we're not, we're all, everybody is supportive of your application.
I understand that,
Whether or
but-
not you have to.
I understand that, but I was told that my application was complete. Everything that I needed was in there at the time
By us?
We can,
by the clerk when I
Well, but that-
wrote everything down. And then you actually commented at the meeting that everything was, how detailed everything was, and then it was all completed.
Well, I'd like to see what was submitted. I mean, all I've seen was that one sketch. Is there a plan of a site plan with the little box building on it where it's located? Was that ever?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that was submitted, the applicant said.
I have a full-size map, which I can go get. That
Please
Perfect.
do.
perfect.
Was it attached submitted digitally?
Yes.
Digitally?
Digitally plus the copies that got mailed.
Okay, that's all we're really at. I mean, that would be nice to say that this.
So I don't know if you remember when I was here,
Oh, I
at the end of January, I was surprised because nobody knew what I was talking about. And then we scheduled a meeting for the following Friday.
Correct.
That was supposed to be in person, and then I got a Teams meeting request for that. So I'm in my office at home Friday at 9 o'clock for this meeting, and nobody's online. So I call town hall, and they're like, oh, we've decided we're gonna do it here. The Teams meeting was a mistake. So I came flying down here within 5 minutes.
I think that what's happening is that building department is just sending out a meeting notice. It's not that we're doing it
Sure.
online. They're intending to do them all in person, but it's just
Is this what you said?
That's the survey map. No, now there is other attachments that went with that
Digitally.
digitally as well.
And
But it
what-
shows
how
the
did you
exact,
get it By email or did you get it?
no, I brought everything down.
You go grab the other whole file and the hard copies.
I didn't bring all my files with me, but
No, no, I
the
understand.
exact,
Digitally, we should be able to pop it up on the screen.
Yeah, because
it should be in here. It shows the distance and the setbacks and everything on there.
was that?
Great.
Mhm.
Thank you. Is that correct?
And I will pull up for the board.
Perfect, thank you.
That's a pleasure. Right, but I don't think there's nothing in there except the form. There's nothing in there.
Yeah, it's all one document.
Okay. I only saw one page on it.
No, it's all one. There's
Okay.
33 pages. So I'm gonna go back to the beginning so that everybody can see from beginning to end. what-
No, I've seen that.
We went down to those.
Okay, here's, okay. Google Earth.
Right, but it's not transposed onto an actual.
Understood. That's why I was asking whether they were gonna be ad-built when it was all finished here, and when you have it on here.
So we'll get the part of our site.
Yeah.
So we're approving the concept of the accessory apartment,
Or
not its exact location or its color or whatever, because what we really care about is the use of the building, which is all cool. Especially use of the fire site.
Now, I wanted to blend right in. Like I said, I don't want people to know.
Okay, so we have.
Try that.
It's my neighbors, exactly. I just want to be the other side of mine.
There were no wetlands.
No, it's
So we don't have this
adjacent
on the
and it's
horizon?
adjacent, yeah.
Yeah, I kind of know where you are.
Yeah,
We
but I
all
don't
see
have,
it?
but I don't have it as one document that shows normally.
And nothing's normal in life anymore. So,
So, or why don't we just pass it around, everybody?
So you're gonna do like a monolithic slab?
well, I think we can make a condition of the approval that since the site plan is gonna be requiring for this submission, the building department,
Yeah, that we just.
the final whatever would be the fill in the blank.
Yeah, usually the site plan, the signed
Will be
site plan
attached to
by
the
the
file.
planning board is attached, especially.
I think that on this, it's so minimal that we're all.
This is just a use. We're not going.
You said you're gonna be
we're
like
not-
100 feet back in that.
I'm doing, so I actually have them
This
come in
is where
tomorrow
we're
to take a look at it.
So,
I'm gonna be a minimum of 136 feet back from
So you're-
what we're doing Mills Road. Yeah,
But you know, we're not, Paul's gonna look at the setbacks, requirements, the code, and the. We're just saying this use is acceptable as an accessory use in lieu of the fact that it has no house on it. That's all we're. Right? Right? Okay.
yeah, no, here,
So I make a motion for what I just said.
it's not visible to the neighbors, it's.
There's no
it's
outside
it's
lighting.
minimally, it's basically.
it's not it.
I was just saying that because there were things in red on that draft determination, and so those are the things that need to be added
So the
to
question
the, to the final site.
whether
plan.
all of those need to be
Right.
added or not, but.
Right, right.
Is part of, I think that,
All
but
the,
that's, I think we're sort of,
You know, it's
we're
kind
in
of
a
like,
restructuring.
it's kind of like filing your taxes with the long form and all you have is one income. We could use the short. This is the long. This shows every dot, I dotted, these crossed. Which I don't think that's required.
This is, I
Giving
didn't,
me the evil look.
I didn't give, this is literally how the our code, what is required for site. plans.
No, I'm just, the reason I asked is
We're
I
not
saw
going-
that before. It says, not provided item 13 on the AEF states there are wetlands present.
So
So
I
they had the wrong lot.
No, so I had to do, there's through your application, I had to go to the DEC website, fill all that out.
Right.
And then they gave me the report, and that is the short form report, whatever that
There's
is.
no what.
So that is attached in there, and it says that it's not an issue.
So that's provided. basically.
That's in your package, yes.
Okay, so I think that Debbie was ready to make a motion to approve this.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, let's make the motion.
Make a motion to approve the accessory use on a lot that doesn't have a residence.
Under special use permit.
Under special use permit.
And it was a type.
Yeah, type
Type
two.
two.
Type two, actually.
13 was the.
Can I ask you that?
Yeah.
Will there be a house allowed to be built on that piece of property eventually with that accessory building? Is that,
I have zero intention. One of the reasons that Paul has supported this is because they don't want a residence on there. There's issues if you were to try to put a septic in, just given the nature of the land. So he supported this and originally had approved it, then realized that this was something that has to go before the planning board special use.
So,
It was the last minute.
so would you be uncomfortable with a condition that says that there will be no residential structures?
I have a house. So, no,
we'll put that on the front.
I mean, if there's a concern about the septic, the feasibility of
There's
this
no
lot for septic,
or well, none.
then
We should put all that in the decision.
So we have a motion to approve it, but we don't have a second.
Well,
Carly,
I think we have to put something in there that shows you can't put a house on it without coming back to another full site plan
okay, I have that noted.
of residence. Because there's no well or ditch field on it.
I have that noted. So we still don't have a second.
Who's got no one second it?
second.
so where Carl, so we have a.
No, we don't have Carl. We have
Deb,
Ray.
right. Deb motion to approve it with the condition that there be no residential structure without coming back to the planning board, and Ray seconded that motion. Any further discussion?
Do you want to add that as-built to be submitted to our application when it's finished?
Okay,
What was the second part?
Yeah, so it's the map showing where is the actual final location of the building.
Yeah, that's fine.
anything, if he puts the one light, that it be downward facing and not. Okay,
All in favor? Any opposed?
Motion passed, but I think we need some life in this room. We're all having fun.
Oh, we need to be going along forwardly.
Yeah, so, gotta get there. Okay.
You're done.
The application is,
Perfect. Thank you.
And by the time you get ready, Bill, everything should be
All
dry.
right. Yeah, no, it's been a while yet.
I don't know.
You could go to Billy Joel's place right now with his motorcycles.
Say that again?
Billy Joel has all his motorcycles in one building and going around.
Yeah, not the same thing, no. I have a lot, but not a showroom. It's not like that. It's not a museum. These are to ship out, so.
they're usable.
Yeah, these are usable.
Good luck. It's
All
got-
right, good. Very good. Is everything else good? I haven't been able to- Hurts your story.
So, why don't, so, this is all new for
Good to
me.
see it.
So I have no background on this. I know this is sort of coming wrapped around, but can you give us a quick, can you give us a quick,
Yeah, I bought the 48 acres, back in 2019. A family and friend of mine owned it. It was 100 acres. So I put it into 3 lots. And now we are left with the 48 acres that I purchased from them. I am trying to put the 48 acres into 3 lots. Smallest lot being 10.5, with them basically. Yeah, lot 2 and 3 are 11, what's this one, 11.5, 10.5. I know that LLC sounds like I do construction and, big stuff, but I do not actually. That was a, mold removal company that I was gonna start a long time ago. It has nothing to do with what my plans are for this. So the 48 acres, I would like to divide into, put one line down on Reichel Road, to lots 2 and 3. I want to divide lots 2 and 3, which, like I said, equals, well,
That's where we're talking. That's
10,
Michael
okay,
there.
that lot 3
That's
is
the lot.
about 10.
Yeah.
Lot 2 is 11.5. And then, keep the remaining lot up above the 25 for myself. And build my own home.
Okay, so this is a re-subdivision of a prior subdivision,
Correct.
and so it's going from 3 lots to 6 lots, correct? In total?
Well,
The two-
It's,
this is one lot from an old subdivision that's getting subdivided into 3 lots.
correct.
Right, but 2019, okay.
And you have a clear title on it. There's no.
Right. So.
Yeah.
So we did have a planning board and
I did, at the time, I did not realize that, 10-acre lots were a major subdivision. When I originally did this, I thought this was like a no-brainer, 10.5 acre lots, not a big to-do
Yeah,
kind
not
of
much about
thing,
the
but I
size of
did
the
not
lot, the
realize,
number of lots.
the new, rules and regs. So,
So you,
So, what? Go ahead, Ray.
You're gonna keep lot 1 to 25 acres for yourself.
correct.
Okay, can we pull the map up?
Or see the whole thing at once.
Or see the whole thing at once?
What are the black dots on?
I don't know, that's something from the surveyor, I don't know why they're,
There probably is, there's not worry. Mark.
I don't know where they came from.
I don't
They're not on my map.
No, they're not- it's not on the hard
It's on
copy. I don't
John's
know what
computer
time.
today, and they're not there either.
That's black and white.
it's not printed.
Yeah,
Yeah, what do they look
I
like?
do know they've asked a lot of them. I kind of like they kept making them do more and more things on the map.
I think there was something weird in the
Those are all-
translation.
those are all
edit points, you see the,
Right.
it's the wrong, it's like when you edit like a Word doc, when you're in edit mode, and everybody's notations, because you see all the little.
Yeah.
So that's what everything should.
Okay. I printed these off on today.
Oh, yeah, and he is filling in for Don, Don had a family
Can we
emergency.
see lot 2?
Colin, yeah, I was gonna say, can you sit down, because I can't see it. Good, so,
We can't get rid of those dots.
If you can pass this
So,
along.
yeah,
it's not showing up on yours, Debbie?
No,
Wow, that's even weirder.
I'm special.
I know. you
so
are.
if you enlarge it,
They all, you can't see everything. No, they're better, it's better. They don't go around, but you can see things a little bit.
So the lot 2 and 3 are gonna stay the same acreage?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That they're gonna be created.
That's what I'm trying to do,
New.
yeah.
Your new lots, 111 acres,
Right.
110 acres.
Yeah, the-
okay, Maggie, okay, so so the 2 lots,
Those 2 lots are gonna be getting their access off of Reichel Road, which is a town road.
Right.
The other parcel is, it's got labeled on there, if we could scroll up a little bit higher. There we go, it's Dominic, and it's essentially a private road, but he owns the title to that, so we don't, he can do whatever he wants to with that section, subject to the rights of others to come and go as their legal
okay,
rights
so that's part
exist.
of his lot.
So, yeah, I see no need for a road they disagree with because he owns that title.
That's a different person.
You still, you don't wanna.
No, no.
No,
He owns it. No,
he owns that
Go through
strip.
the thing.
He owns Dominic
So I'm
Drive.
just trying to put it
Hands
in
in
three
another,
parts.
next to your lot you're keeping or up the road from you.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so they know that's a private road if they ever
Yes,
want to do something with it.
correct, yes, yes. I'm in contact with
You still gonna wanna.
everybody in that area, who wants to maybe get an easement from me or something like that, or a road maybe from me.
What is that road surface besides your
Would you
regular
suggest a
lot?
road maintenance agreement
Yes,
for
you're
that?
gonna want road maintenance agreement, even though you don't think so, you're gonna want it, because as soon as you go for funding, you're gonna.
I disagree, because he's got the fee title to it. He can do what he wants to with that. I don't see why if you say we have to do road maintenance agreement, you're essentially forcing him to give other people.
It's not a public road.
But he owns it.
So is that his access to his lot? Is that?
It
that is
would
his
be
sole
the access, the sole access to this,
So are you telling
but
us
it's
that,
a part of
but are you
that
telling us that
road.
the other people do not have access? They don't
What was
have,
that?
they don't have.
The gentleman, Giacomo, he's a French gentleman, he owns, whatever that estate LLC is. If you see that Dominic Drive and you kept going, he has reached out to me asking me for an easement and a maintenance agreement. And I said, I'm gonna wait until this is concluded before I deal with that.
So right now, there's a road that goes through, that right now he drives on that road that's on your property, get to his property?
Correct.
It enhances your first lot off.
Do you have your title policy when you bought? Did you get your title search?
I have it with me right now.
Did you get a search when you
Yeah, so.
So,
share that with us?
I have a question. So you're trying to divide this into 3 lots, but what about that lot in the center with Scott and Tracy Seagal?
That's,
Yes, that is theirs and they have,
it just exists as a separate parcel. Their driveway is right around where that green line is. Now you can, if you,
Oh, I see.
their driveway goes in.
it just
off of
Oh,
Lake
okay,
Road.
so
they
that,
coming off
that
right.
piece across the bottom is what makes it 1 lot that you're subdividing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's really,
I
know
got it,
it's-
I got it, okay.
Yeah, it's basically, it's one
It
line.
looks like it's 2
Dividing-
separate lots.
I'm really just putting one line between lot 2 and 3. But technically, right, there's another line, subdividing my
Right.
25 acres above.
So that
And they
little
have in
short,
their deed that I cannot build or do anything on their land. That is that strip that you see,
Right.
going
that's
up.
their land and not yours?
Correct. Well, I own it, but I have put in their deed that
Yeah,
I
I don't
cannot
want the title search.
build anything on.
So when you
that
purchased
strip.
it, you agreed to put, that's in the deed.
That's in their deed, correct.
Can you point, I lost in that last thing.
See that strip?
There's a point.
He's got the.
Okay, so you see
I
that?
gotta pull it down. So we're just.
I'll just-
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Yeah, you see those finger points.
So this strip here.
Yeah.
Technically I own it, but in the deed, when they bought this property, in the deed, it says we cannot build any structures or anything on this strip.
Okay.
So technically,
It's got-
I
it's got a-
only
it's got a
have,
restricted-
it sounds like 25 acres,
Yeah.
but it's really less. It's whatever it is from Dominic Drive up.
Does this map show that you have a restriction? I mean, I know,
I'm
I know
not sure that
Colin,
it
it's not
does,
yours.
and if it doesn't,
No, it does. The
yeah,
map
I know
does
you
show it.
got that, so I'm not like,
The
No, I
map,
got it, but I want to.
the map does show it.
that doesn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
in red there, it says no structure.
Okay, yeah,
That's the beginning right there.
yeah, so that was, I gave that to them, you know.
Yeah, no
The
structure.
goal is, right, nobody can see each other's houses, all right? You wanna have nice lots where nobody sees each other's property. That's
So
the,
it's a
that's the
buffer.
point.
Dominic Road is a paved, right?
Correct. Dominic is a private unpaved road.
And that auto drive, does that connect to Dominic?
That is the driveway of the people who just purchased that property. I guess they are now called, Pine and,
Those people.
yeah, they just bought that not long ago from the Giordano.
Does they access their house through Dominic Auto?
Correct,
and then-
yes. Yes,
So Dominic is a private road there, right? You own it,
Correct.
it's private.
correct.
Yeah,
Right, little private road.
Yeah.
Right,
before-
goes to
Yes.
town road,
Right, goes down
Dominic
there.
Drive, it's the, It's basically just dirt driveway road.
So technically, the access to this lot one is from the town road of Dughill Road because he owns that private road through there.
Oh, no, I understand.
Yeah, subject to the rights of whoever's got the legal rights to use it.
Yeah.
I know.
So in essence, you have one lot, which is you're gonna have, which is a little lake that's just gonna not be built on, which has access on a private area of that lot that has the frontage required from Dug Hill Road, right? And then the other two lots, lot 2 and lot 3, have access from Reichel?
Yes, which is a town road.
Okay, and all these lots are buildable by all that requirements?
Yes,
like
they did the
survey,
perk tag, it went through the engineers. So I did the perk test with the engineers and all that stuff, and then whoever buys those lots will also pay the engineers again to do those board of health
That's
approval
it.
perk
Everybody
tests.
there.
And then,
That's-
Mhm.
You can probably see that clearer on.
Yeah, okay. This is a lot clearer than last time, so thank you for making.
Well,
the black
last
lines.
time,
It
we
was
had
hard
the
to see
wrong
the
map.
difference. Oh,
yeah, that $300 catastrophe that I paid for, that was the wrong map, unfortunately, but we're here and we've corrected it and we're moving on. So.
I wonder why surveyors don't print in black and white. What are the color things all about?
I printed black and white, so I don't know what
is
to
the
tell
next
you.
step?
Well, I was gonna ask, is there anyone here who, on the board, who wants to be the liaison?
yeah, we weren't doing liaisons back then, so,
So do I have a board member that wants to be the person involved in this?
because it's a major, it's gonna have to go through step preliminary, so it hasn't.
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
done
no.
that.
Okay, Dennis and I have already claimed your job. Come on, guys. Who wants to be a liaison?
For how long?
For the
Oh,
winter?
2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a major. You can-
It's warm enough.
Okay, let's,
There's one small detail that I picked up on this map that I will, it'll be amended in the next submission. Nobody's picked up on it, but you may at some point. It's in the bulk table here, it says proposed lot 3, the minimum, the lot width being 207 feet. I was on Don's computer today and checked that myself. That number should actually be 345 feet. The 207 feet is too narrow for the existing zoning, but the correct number is 5.
I saw that. I was waiting for you to bring it to our attention.
Did you really?
No.
Oh.
Actually, there are 2 definitions of zoning to determine the lot.
And he said it was such a straight thing, it was just really.
I
what
believe
is,
so.
is that measurement off of that buffer line? Instead of the full width of the lot, is the measurement from the buffer line or?
No, there's actually 2 ways in your town code to determine lot width. One is the width of the lot at the building site. The other is the width of the lot at a point midway between the front lot line and the rear lot line. There's no specificity in the code as to which one you could use, so it's kind of dealer's choice. So if you do the midpoint, it's way in excess of what is required.
Okay.
The
So I
number,
was asking whether
at the
Don's
property-
measurement was without the buffer.
no, he did it at the building line here. What I calculated
Oh,
is
okay,
here.
sorry.
But he knew that these are fictional.
Okay.
right? So
Is it wide enough at the building line also? Or not
It
wide?
doesn't have to be. It's,
Because the code gives you.
the code.
I didn't say whether it has to be or not. So,
No, it's a little under
Okay.
at that point, but there's still enough width to meet the setback requirements in
Right.
terms of side.
and also, this is just, that's just a sort of a potential home site.
Right,
Yeah,
If it
these are
became an
not,
issue, they could just move it back
right.
to where it was
Well,
wider.
didn't say what happened.
Yeah, the difference between this and a site plan is we're here to get permission to do this specific
Right.
thing.
I just want to
This
put
is
the line
just showing
between that.
we could put houses on here that meet the zoning.
Okay, so that's one
Somebody
of my
wants to build, they
questions.
could drive all the way back to the end of.
Yes.
And that's what I would
Stake
recommend.
it off.
Yeah, I would, if I was somebody who bought this lot, right, I would obviously put my house
Back.
right back where the
Where it
white
says
is
lot
in the
three.
middle of, lot three, right?
Is there-
But
Well,
this is all fictional stuff that we're talking about.
Okay, so I have a question.
Theoretical.
We have, two lots, 110 and 111, new lots. If I bought them, what's on William? I forgot.
A4.
Hey,
So,
For,
why did we take
those
one?
are zone four, those are four.
is there any
acre.
escarpments there? Because you don't have your elevations.
So I,
There is a separate
I-
sheet that has.
He does, I know he had to do that. He was,
Yeah.
he did every single map possible.
what precludes them from further subdividing lot 2 and lot 3? I mean, they could do that, just come back for a subdivision of a subdivision.
Unless
of a
ultimately we put
subdivision,
the
like
restriction
you
on
just
it.
did. Right?
Yeah,
Do you want
that's
to
how
put
it's
any kind of restriction on it?
It's up to the buyer of the.
Why would we put in a restriction?
No, I
No, you
wouldn't.
should ask
I'm a
the county
capitalist. I wouldn't put any
Yeah,
restriction.
they're gonna have to do this, and just like anybody else that's got a good board health. approval,
Well, you sent in for your Board of Health approval,
What's that?
the well and location of your leach field and stuff.
Yeah,
You had to show a house on there.
I will when I get, I don't have any plans immediately to build. a
Okay,
house
but
on
so
that.
you didn't get your Board of Health approval yet?
No,
For my lot on 25 acres?
No, on the others before you sell
no,
No, he will before he gets through this process here.
he's got, he's
No, I don't
got
know.
deep
No.
tests
Oh, no,
from
because it's over
first
the
to
10
show,
acre lot, right?
right, just to show.
Sorry,
I'm just trying to put a line between that,
In-
those acreage.
In your file, there's a letter from Chris Char that he went out there and did perk tests and that
Yeah, the engineer
he
did the perk
stated
test.
that there's suitable soil to
Wow.
get the Board of Health approval, but since he doesn't have any anxious buyers, nobody's putting his spade in the ground. If you follow through the whole process,
and that's.
there's a time limit on
Yes.
the Board of
Yeah,
Health
because it's over a
approval, and it's
certain
gonna
point.
expire before anybody uses it.
So basically, there's no real downside to this. Does anybody, I mean,
No, this is just the beginning, but no, there's nothing, it's gonna move, it'll move.
now what would the liaison have to do after this meeting? Doesn't,
Go take a try. Yeah, and just make sure that there's no escarpments that this is gonna happen.
no one wants to be a liaison. They're nice guys. Look at them.
It's a great project. You might want to put a picnic, and have a, you know, you could really have a nice picnic there.
All right,
Are
so
you
then
ready?
Flat, beautiful land, gorgeous up there. That's why,
it's actually near my house, so it's easy.
Oh, I think
yeah, and that's the whole purpose, right? Nobody sees anybody else's house.
Yeah,
That's what you would
There are
want.
still things next.
Okay, we know that,
yeah.
we know that.
I was just saying that's the lead.
Okay, so thank you, we can kick him out.
What is the next step for?
Let's get your contact information.
I
My
have,
contact information?
Oh, no, Marshall.
I'm your.
Phone number 845-430-3850. Email?
Yeah.
Email? My first initial, last name, M.
I just got
Lucchese,
it with Mark.
Lucchese at Kingston City Schools.
Are you doing the school one? Okay.
Tier 1, in Morrison, or Kingston City Schools.
No mold inside.
So I think what you have on your application is the win. Marson.
yeah.
So what we're hoping out of this meeting is to get scheduled for a public hearing and just move it on.
It has to be,
You know,
accepted as a use. Alright, flat, right?
Sketch plan. We're to have sketch plan approval before we could schedule the public hearing.
Sketch plan?
Because it's a major
It's a
accessory.
major, yeah, so.
How does
And
that-
I'm not
how does that
quite
differ
like
from the
No, this is a major because
No,
you're,
what it has a sketch plan different from what?
no, it doesn't. So you're just basically gonna say you're approving this sketch, you're accepting this as a sketch plan.
This is well beyond the schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine is
So
so.
I thought you were saying you needed-
No, you just need the approval.
You need to
accept it.
actually make the.
And being your liaison, I request two things. One, no black dots and no color.
We don't have.
I am not-
Function of the computer.
Yeah, it's an added.
I don't know.
I'm not
Because
technologically sound, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I hit a button, I will race you.
Okay, next, thank you. So, okay, you wanna make a motion to accept the sketch plan?
Classified under secret.
Oh, I don't want to make a motion, I'm liaison. I want Ray to make it,
I'll make a motion.
and I'll second
To do what?
it.
Tell me, Ray.
Accept the sketch plan.
It's good.
Who seconded?
Me,
The liaison.
liaison.
That gets us over the threshold to where we can go public hearing. Correct.
You need a second, I don't understand.
Seeker, yeah. Seeker.
Seeker, Sidemore.
So unlisted, type two, you know.
Yeah, can I be told what happens next?
Tell that so I can hear also.
Did you complete your seeker application?
Yes.
Okay, so make a, after the.
Is that all one, is that all the drawing? Read it all, look at it?
So we make a motion to have a public
Seeker.
hearing at the next meeting.
Well, we have to classify it under.
Hold on, you gotta classify
That's
seeker.
what I'm at.
That's what you meant.
That's what I'm saying, seeker.
So bring up the forms that are there so we can see what he put in, please.
Yeah, I don't know. Confusing.
Tell me about it.
It's not filled, oh, is it?
So he only did the short form. I don't know if you want me to run it as a long form because it's a major subdivision. The application says it just has people do the short form because, it's the standard, but
Short form. Does anybody see a reason to have to go to the long form?
It's just a long, a big subdivision because it's big, but it's not a big
it's
subdivision.
just a big subdivision because
Right,
it's
so-
four lots. Yeah. So
So, somebody wanna make a motion?
Shouldn't it, in section 5 there, no, section 4, shouldn't residential be checked there?
it could be checked.
This does not matter.
Could be checked as well, sure.
See it, so it's not large enough for me. My house from here, sorry. I'm gonna do this. Laptop. So anyway, so does somebody wanna make a motion to clarify this?
Oh, wow, yay, from the other end.
As unless,
Yes.
okay.
Who's seconding first motion?
Right.
Okay. All in favor? All in favor? Aye.
All those in favor?
Not opposed.
Okay.
All
All right, so I want to make a motion to schedule a public hearing.
I'll second that one.
I'll make your motion.
That's what we're trying to get.
So why didn't we do that at 5:45
Right.
on
That'd be calling it March, but they're becoming nice.
Yeah.
what is March 23rd? For whatever reason, that's not there. But,
It's what?
No, it's 26th as well.
okay.
March 26th is the next meeting?
At 5:45.
So do I understand this correct, that, at March 26th, that means it's called a public hearing where the neighbors and everybody can come and say if they have any disputes or.
That's where you sit like a good person and you do.
They're gonna let us notify
He already told me I talked too much. So I already asked that part.
I have to kick comments.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All in favor? Schedule. Aye.
Oh,
Thank you.
So should I get Don to revise that one number that I mentioned on the last with? And recheck that box on the short EAF, or are we okay?
I
with-
would just, I mean, I would say you don't have to revise and reprint all the maps until we're further along again, in case there's any
Okay,
changes.
so I'll
But-
just, we keep running
Right,
tally up.
right.
It's two changes at this point.
But I would suggest that you make
Handwriting.
a change, so it's 40
Yeah, yeah,
memorialized and noted on the
right,
one.
because once I think about it, it's
But you don't have to
done in my head.
Right, so you don't have to
It's done.
reprint them, right.
I get it. Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, next item on the agenda.
Here. I think I do she and bacon for another thing. Mother-in-law.
Good evening, members of the board.
New faces on the board.
So, little background, this is a project to, convert the Westerly School to housing. And,
Can you speak up? Yeah,
Yeah, you have to speak up or use the mic, yeah.
turn it back on. There we go. Thank you.
So just as background, this was a project to convert the Westerly School to, housing. In compliance with the zoning code and comprehensive plan, provide housing for, the area. And as we all know, from reading the papers, there's a crisis in housing, and this would help that, a little bit, 46 units. We went through a long process with the planning board and eventually received a negative declaration in January 21. That was challenged by some neighbors in court, and it was upheld by Judge Mott. There was also litigation concerning a zoning amendment that was designed to stop the project, and we prevailed on that as well. And the planning board issued site plan approval on August 30th, 2021. So since that time, the applicant has tried to, managed to fix the septic situation and get a speedies permit for a surface water discharge. And the problem in the past had been that the school had never had a speedies permit for a surface water discharge. And somehow there was a mix-up with DEC, so they had a permit for a groundwater discharge, but they didn't
That
discharge.
was part of the problem. You took so long.
That's right.
Not our fault.
That took a long time after, but it got sorted out now. So,
But for those of us who are new to the board, could you give me a brief overview? Just gonna renovate the existing building into 48 condominiums?
yeah, 46, it's split up. I think there's 20 in the smaller building and 26 in the other. I'm not
How big
exactly
an
sure.
apartment?
Sorry?
How big each apartment?
You're not a lawyer, you found it on your desk. Just-
Oh,
One
you're the
bedroom.
lawyer, but
The lawyer.
he's
One
not the
bedroom.
developer? Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't remember.
Lawyer.
Can't remember off the top of my head.
1 bedroom, 2 bedroom,
One
2,000?
bedroom.
One bedroom.
So, we finally got the Swedish permit and got a building permit. Now, it turns out that, in the ensuing years, it's more difficult to finance a condominium project than straight, apartments. So the applicant has requested a change in, one of the special use permit conditions to allow permanent ownership as an option. And so I looked through the law relating to ownership of properties. And we had a pre-application meeting with Paul Economos and Ms. Kellogg in late January. And Paul wrote a letter. He looked through the code, and it's true, there's nothing in the code that deals with ownership. I mean, And the reason for that is because the land use regulations that everybody deals with impacts to the land, the traffic impacts or traffic or stormwater and all of that sort of thing, but does not regulate the ownership of property. And that makes sense. For instance, otherwise, say somebody wanted to transfer property, you have to go before a planning board to get approval. No, you don't have to do that. So there's very clear case law on that, and I shared that also with Paul. And he wrote a letter. I don't know if you can pull the letter up on the screen, which goes through his reasoning and looking at the code. Hopefully the board said it. We submitted everything 3 weeks ago, so hopefully the board has had a chance to look at this document. But if not, it's no great mystery. The amendment is to allow the approved multifamily housing to be created as apartments as an option, whereas a special use permit was issued specifically for condominium dwelling units. Please be advised, the multifamily units are permitted in the district under special use permit, and the table of use regulations does not differentiate condominiums from apartments. In addition, there's no defined review criteria in the text that specifically addresses either type of multifamily dwelling. My determination does not constitute a site amendment, but would be an amendment to one condition of the approved conditional use permit. As such, I find no statutory language that would involve submitting a new application or site plan. There's no change to the conditions of the approvals from Ulster County DOH or the DEC, nor does it involve a material change to other related factors. The number of dwelling units and bedrooms is not affected. So the terms and conditions of the building permit issued in December 2024 is not affected. It is, in my opinion, a type 2 action under secret. So essentially, the board will look
Send
on
the
the
end of the letter. Okay,
I'm not gonna read that part.
that's okay.
That's not the important.
And that's all I have. I don't have any application
Okay.
submitted at this point.
So essentially, we're here for a ministerial determination on this. I don't think there's any discretion for the board to exercise, as in other cases where you're looking at the code and applying the code as to whether the impacts are going to impact the character of the community or the traffic or the stormwater and all those things you do every day with other projects, and what we went through with this project for many years. So here we're for a change in the ownership, and I've also I did write up a draft resolution for the board to consider, as it's usual for attorneys to do that when working with planning board.
We usually write our own resolutions.
Yeah, I mean, he's correct, Bill. Jim is correct, that when you have a larger project, in many cases, the applicant drafts the draft documents so that you're not literally having to spend your time and charging.
It's basically a money saver. So I've done that, and
Yeah, I haven't seen it. No.
so I did submit it to as part of the application as well. I only added in the information about Paul's letter. So that is why we're here tonight for that vote.
Think of it as presumptive to assume that we should vote tonight on it, when we haven't really had a chance to review everything.
It's been 3 weeks. I submitted that 3 weeks ago. That's not my fault. That nobody looked at it.
I think we need to,
It's our first time meeting, so we haven't had a chance.
yeah, we discuss and go over the stuff.
We don't
in
have a
the meetings.
pre-meeting or anything like
We
that.
don't,
This is
you
our
know, we
first
may have
time
reviewed
getting
it,
together.
but so, yes,
I think
we all agree, right?
we need our own attorney.
Yeah.
It's a little. Appreciate that you would like us to vote in your favor tonight.
We gotta give you credit for trying.
I don't mind a no vote too. I just would like to vote because, in my opinion, from looking at the law, there's very few times when you go before a planning board where something is, clear. There's always discretion for the planning board to exercise, like I said, with whatever the impacts are and mitigating those impacts and whether the impacts have been mitigated sufficiently.
You're gonna hate me saying this, but having not been aware of this project originally, I have to go back and look at why the original application was put in and why they did include the type of housing in there to see there was a reason for that, and I don't want to just ignore it for now. But, so I'm saying you have to wait another month at least.
So I'll advise my.
I mean, that's
client
my
that.
opinion. I'm only one voice, a big one, but just.
Now, the school district still owns this
They
property.
still own it, no, but the property, yeah, we've made a lot of progress. I mean, the big hangup was the speedies issue because the school said, that's not our problem. And we said, well, it is your problem because you're the ones who didn't have the correct permit in the first place.
Every development is a pain in the neck, but you know what? That's why they get the big bucks.
So we worked through that process though, and,
So,
fortunately,
We've gone this far now.
yeah,
There's no sense in rushing into this, as much as you want to hurry it up. We want to be sure.
I'd advise Jim that I wasn't sure where the board was gonna go with this, but this is,
Right, do we need, I know it's just, I think, what Mr.
taking,
Bacon is saying is that it's not even an amendment, and as Paul said, it's not an amendment, so there's almost nothing for us to vote on, right?
so the question is,
it's just the special use permit condition.
Right, so
but
my question is,
I'm not sure whether it was it part of the settlement agreement? So
It's not.
it's not, it's outside the settlement agreement?
so my question is, the special use permit amendment, are we required to have a public hearing? Is my question.
Paul did not think so. Paul,
Well, I remember the initial approval for this was just for condominiums.
Right,
Right.
yes.
So at this point, I need to see more and hear from our attorney before I would venture a vote either way on this.
and,
Yes, so I would make a suggestion that we schedule a public hearing for our next meeting now.
I don't think we're ready for that.
What?
I don't think we're ready for that.
because
You can always,
Because we haven't talked to our attorney.
no, I know, but I'm saying,
Well, we could get more involved than you think.
well, Carly, you have Paul's letter.
Paul's not our attorney.
I know, but it's pretty.
so I'm
clear
just
about-
suggesting that we schedule it, whether
You can't ignore what he's written.
Yeah, I would too, because I don't want to push it more months unnecessarily.
No.
So I would agree,
so let's open and keep it.
although I think we can all agree probably that it will be a well-attended public hearing, but that
But that-
most of the comments, although we can consider them, are probably going to be irrelevant.
But there was an inclusion in the original approval that the word condominium, that they specified the type of the apartment, especially if they're one bedrooms. So if I was here in 2017, I'd say one do rentals and making 2,000 square feet, so I know who's gonna be living there. So
Yeah.
I want, and I'm not saying it's gonna go backwards, I just wanna
Yeah.
understand the previous submissions
So
and why
you're,
they had
you're,
that.
so the case, and I did give, the leading case to Paul and to, as part of the application, but the planning board has no authority to decide who lives there or what the ownership, makeup
Why was
is.
it in there?
Because that's what they decided to do at that time. I don't know,
Maybe,
maybe
no,
the applicant, it's up to the applicant how they,
Yeah, but that was the.
well, the
Well,
applicant.
I don't think, I think that this is, Jim, I think that this is where we're
Well,
gonna get.
just quickly, it was the applicant's choice at that time to go with condominiums. Now,
That was a condition we put in for the approval.
it was,
You know, it's interesting when you're applying.
they're the ones who put it in September
But
of
when you're
twenty.
applying for a condominium, having been in the world of development for 35 years, if you're applying for a loan, a construction loan, and the word condominium comes on, the bank's going to ask you to prove that it works in rentals in case they can't sell and they don't want to lose their money. So it's not really an issue of the bank not giving you a mortgage to go through rentals or condominiums. It's a choice, so they're changing their actual original
I
application.
have.
To a point.
It's more favorable. It's more favor, well.
I don't care what it is.
No, no, I'm just saying. yeah.
My, and I'm gonna just repeat myself again, I need to become familiar with the original application and the reasoning behind the approval before I can even wanna vote on this at all. So if you wanna open a public hearing for the next meeting,
Yes, I'm just saying, I think we should schedule it.
and then we can keep it open rather than closing it.
Okay.
And Maggie, can you send me a link to the
Right,
original?
I was just gonna show.
Okay.
No, no, we don't need to do it now.
No, just send me a link to the
Okay,
original
I'll
folder.
And I don't,
I need to leave something this one too, because I'm ready.
well, I don't have an actual.
So we are gonna schedule a public hearing. And also before that next meeting, we
And then I-
have our attorney and or planner.
And after this, my next motion is gonna be that when we're done with this, we're gonna go into an executive session.
Okay. Okay.
Do I need anything more in the file as in the way of an application? Because all I have right now in the file is Paul's letter. I don't think so.
Do it all.
Maybe a narrative from the
Can
applicant.
you send it again?
What's on?
Can you send the information that you provided to Paul, to the planning?
Send it, but the board wants to schedule a public hearing, but I would ask you guys, where in your code does it say you need a public hearing to change a condition, especially use permit? It's not in there. There's no authority for you to have a public hearing on this matter.
You're afraid of it?
I'm not afraid of it.
We'll ask our lawyer that.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
This has
I mean, you
been a
understand where,
long
we
delay.
understand where you're coming from, you understand where we're coming. So we have a.
Oh, actually,
I'm just saying,
we're trying to
if you-
schedule it to avoid the delay.
Well, I appreciate that, but
You know, there's gonna be,
What
we're
I'm
not
saying-
gonna decide tonight, so there's gonna be another meeting regardless, and we were trying to just
I appreciate
schedule it so
What,
that.
what I'm saying is that the person who has authority over zoning interpretation is Paul Economist, right? The planning board doesn't determine zoning compliance.
You know, there was, that happened times.
So let me finish. If there was a place in the code where it said a public hearing was not necessary, Paul would have spotted it and he would have put that in his letter. But it's not. So I'm saying, you can go ahead and schedule a public hearing. We're objecting to it because I don't think there's any authority in your code to allow.
Question, there's nothing in our code that, prevents us from doing it either.
Well, remember, zoning codes are interpreted to benefit the landowner, right? Because all zoning is against the common law and against
You might
property
open
ownership.
that mic and talk it into.
Oh, you wanted me to have them, on, so I got it. But I can hand it over.
I think we're at a stalemate. So are you calling the executive session or we're gonna say we'll see you
I
next
think
month?
Ray wanted to say
I just have
something.
a question to get more clarification. The original thing was 46 condominiums. They wanted to, now what are they proposing, the number of condominiums and the number of apartments?
No change. No change to anything, just like
Well,
Paul
no,
said.
but I mean, so many.
So Ray, they're not, no, they're not. They just want the ability to do either or.
Yeah.
The
Either or.
application is not to blanket one, but to do either
So
or.
this could get approved. They're gonna say, well, all 46 of them are apartments.
Correct.
Now, Ray, it's true that they could decide that they want to keep it condominium and just own them all and rent them out, right? They could do that. There's nothing that would prevent them from doing that.
The
But-
ownership of they're owning it and renting it out is gonna determine who's living in there, so I don't put up with that. I mean, there's a whole idea of who, but I don't wanna get into all this because I don't really understand the legality. You're the lawyer, I'm the architect. You know, we're done.
Well, I gave you guys the law. You've had 3 weeks to look it over. I know you want more time. I understand that.
We don't-
But I have to represent my applicant and please proceed and under my client's objection.
Jamie had sent it to planning at town for all this and everything you sent to Paul. That's so that I can have.
I mean, that's, I already put it into the, whatever the pre-application meeting was. I brought hard copies in, I put digital copies in, so you have Paul's letter, so I'm surprised you don't have the other stuff.
Okay. If you could resend it, we're getting a
I'll do that. on the
Plan.
little bit of a,
Okay, thank you.
Are you gonna vote to schedule a public hearing or? no?
who wants to make the motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Oh, second.
What time? The other one's at 5:45,
I would say 6:15,
6:15,
or 6 o'clock. Why don't we do 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock? Okay.
All those in favor? Any opposed?
Good.
Yes.
I need a reason.
Oh, I don't
No, not at all. Just kidding. Okay,
Who's the lead, gonna be the liaison?
Debbie said she'd take it.
Yeah, okay.
Are we gonna submit something or shall we do?
We're, let's hold on that. And then, so, thank you.
I guess I can ask, does the board have an attorney right now?
I just gonna make, right, so if we're done with this, we don't. So I'm gonna make a motion that we go into executive session.
Just we need a, unless you wanna finish this before we go to the last thing of meeting a liaison for the individual assessment. I don't even have an hour.
So my part of it's done.
Yes.
So Paul submitted
Yeah.
Mr. Swine.
Right.
He's gonna do
Is there
the-
anybody else who can take besides me and Debbie, because I see that I'm gonna be partnering, but somebody else want to jump in on the visual assessment?
I just need a liaison. I believe it's a shed in the A4. That's all I know so far.
What are you talking about?
Which one is that?
So it's,
Daniel's wine.
it's number 2 under pre-complete application review. I got Paul's referral last Thursday, so.
What's the address of that?
I'd have to get back to you. I don't, yeah, I forget.
Well, is that the
It
Woodstock
was
Lab?
for the sheriff, but it's in the A4, so.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay,
Great.
All right,
Great.
we're stepped up.
You got it, yeah, sure.
Great.
so what we're trying to do is just make so that it's easy
Yeah.
to make appointments like for Fridays, or if that doesn't work for you another day, but just doing like 9 or 10, so that like early get out. But if you prefer another time, just let us know.
Later afternoons work better.
Okay, afternoon works better for you. Okay.
So what I'll do, Griff, is send you an email and
Yes.
Paul and the applicant
Yes.
and, okay,
No, just to Paul's office, the whole applicant does.
okay,
Yeah.
all right. I'll connect you with Paul's office that you're liaison and they can
Okay, great.
work from there. Okay, thank you.
All right, so my next motion is going to be, I think a motion we go into executive session for the purpose of discussing,
There were no other issues with any of there's no other applicants or anything here that we'd be taking up their time.
That's why I-
That's fine, okay.
so,
Second?
so this had,
You started.
Debbie still here?
You started.
Potential litigation and personnel.
Yeah.
So I would like to include Diana Farn, if you want to, as the town board rep, and Debbie Dowry. That's the big guy. They go.
Great.
No, they don't get to know, but there's not like,
oh, the same thing as.
No, you don't.
Oh.
okay,
You get in the
do
ground.
I have a second?
Second.
That's not supposed to
All
be-
in favor?
Aye.
What was-
She just said-
Get out, great. Is that why Debbie broke down?
Yeah.
No, that's not.
All right, could you guys please?
Yes. We need to thank you. Right before we go and borrow Mike's room.
I think it's.
Oh, we're not in there.
Yeah.
Close.
I think it's a shot of vodka.
No.
No?
It'll be fast.
That's like
So
saying
that's the.
acupuncture.
Well, he's trying to get this.
You know what? I'm going to the bathroom. Wow.
Sorry, get very quick when the lawyer's trying to show.
Your last name?
Actually, the only more time.
I think you guys are all going.
You can't go in there.
Me.
Oh, you can't.
No, I think Casey went to the ladies.
Yeah, but you guys are all going to Mike's office, because I. won't be
Right, so
going.
you're the only person that's not allowed to go in.
Yes.
So why don't you go sit in Mike's office?
So guys.
There can't be three.
No, there can't be three council.
There can't be two council members. Okay.
So if Debbie and Diane are there, Mike comes.
So who is coming?
Debbie and Diane, the D's.
Because Debbie is the town attorney.
No,
Debbie
she's
is a
town council person.
What?
a council person.
Okay. You mean a board member?
A town, yeah, town board, yes.
Yeah, is that what the term we use? We don't know what a council is.
I don't
Town
know.
board member?
I know, town board. Yes.
Okay.
Same as council, town board, yeah.
It's
council
nobody
woman.
used, we don't have town council.
Yes. Okay,
And the motion to come out of the executive session,
Second.
I'm gonna give that to Janet, because she's.
So Stan.
there any decisions?
No decisions were made.
Okay, thank you.
I didn't either.
While everybody was in there, I sent everybody a link.
I see it.
Okay, so it's all the documents are on the G Drive. I tried to break them down into topics,
Okay, thank you.
And then, so,
just so.
do you know what FCS is doing in terms of everybody's emails?
Okay, so I still need cell phone numbers from Carl, I have yours, I can do that. Dennis, Griff, and Jen. I
Right
need
now, they're here. Give me the
No,
phone.
I sent it to you. And
their
it's,
cell phone number, okay, that,
my number is my cell phone. It's on,
okay,
it's
that's
on my
for some
every
people,
email I
okay, yeah,
send.
some people is that, Jen,
What's your?
Don't
Not,
have a
not,
cell
you
phone.
don't have a cell
I do
phone,
not have a cell phone.
okay.
I will be the last person who does not.
not, it's not, I don't blame you.
3, 8,
Do you have a
Hold on.
rotary phone?
Yeah.
That's all the 3 pages that you use them.
9604.
Okay, so, I believe there is an alternate way that you can, when you sign into your town account, that it will.
So the town,
Will be do it.
our town account's set up now.
No, they need all the cell phones because,
No, no, that,
Set them all up, but Diana,
I'll tell them that Janet doesn't, I'll tell
give
them that
Diane a cell phone number for Janet, and they'll do it together.
no, you can't have.
you can, no, there is a separate way, but they'll have to reach out to you and explain.
You
it
have
to
my
you.
cell. The new one.
Yes, I do, because you changed on the contact information. No,
So when do you think we'll expect to have these emails? Because I'm
when's
getting.
today? Yeah,
Right, well, the
I know.
emails.
What is today? Wednesday, probably by next week. I just needed to wait till tonight to get
Okay.
the ones I was missing. I'll send it to them tomorrow and
They're
they'll
push-up.
set them up.
All right, so everybody,
It will be your first initial last name at townhurley.org.
We never voted to close the executive
Say
session.
no, yeah.
oh, no, you're right, all in favor, aye.
I second, but nobody voted.
No, you're right, so that was
First initial and what?
Last names.
7-0. Okay, thank you, sorry.
So it would be all Palmer at townhurley.org. And so everybody's gonna have to download the Duo app. And so when you go to sign in, you have to punch in a 3-digit
Are
code.
there instructions somewhere that we're gonna get, like,
Yeah, we'll get,
1, 2, 3, 4, and then?
I'll have MCS do something, but
Okay,
if
good.
not, I can,
Yeah, just send it to yourself.
yeah.
Okay,
So as soon as I have that, I just needed to get, who's ever I was missing
Did you
tonight.
have-
to find.
Which email, Caroline? Gmail?
I have both of yours.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
there'll be a third one, which it's gonna use for this.
well,
No,
no,
it's not-
yeah, this
yeah.
will be what you're gonna use for this, is your
Okay.
town of Hurley. You
So
don't need to create. a
and this
separate-
is another Gmail, so you basically end up having to do is you have to create 2 profiles
Right.
in Chrome or whatever, so you can.
Carl.
You can also, I mean, you can also have it forwarded, but the problem is the things that we do here are foilable. So it really is so much better to keep.
Well, that's why I open it, because one, I do all my, predictably, I open the clerk and just.
No, it's the one that, it's gonna be the town, you know, there's another one for you. There's another one for you.
No, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
And the ones, all the emails through the town of Hurley email will get saved on the town server.
Right.
So that way, if
And then
there's a,
from there, you can go to your link to Google Drives, which are the files and things like that.
right,
So,
so that, I'll
anybody,
finish
I
that.
make a motion to go home.
Well, no,
I'll
well,
second.
wait, there's minutes and,
Woodstock Lane Conservancy.
I make a motion
and
to
the,
accept the
and the
minutes
maps.
and
Yeah,
accept the, I'm not done, the map, I'm going.
I'm just,
Whose map is that?
Woodstock Land Conservancy,
Or I like them, but I'm
it's fine. Well, it's got
Okay,
a
so-
chair or vice chair, so you
so
can, when you
coming-
decide.
going forward, my thing is, I want the maps that we have to sign to be ready in advance of our meeting, so we have time to look at them earlier and get them done and off the plate.
And that's fine. In the past, we've always, when I've gotten maps, I've put out and said,
Well, that's
maps are
different.
here. but-
Yeah, so I'll come in on another day, but I don't want, I agree at 9 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, there's no.
And also, they have to be reviewed, they're right, remember
Correct,
last
that's what
time
I'm
we were
saying.
here for the
Right.
show. Who
So
are the
that's what-
sign shows?
Nobody. So that's the other
They
thing.
never got signed.
So I got an email from Colin today or yesterday, who was here tonight, with a PDF of what he believes is the revised final map. So I'm gonna send it to everybody with just the pages of the conditions. And so,
Do you expect us all to go through and look at that? I guarantee you, one of us is gonna not do it.
No, only one person needs to, I mean, basically, we just need the 2 signatures.
right,
So,
but there were corrections requested. Who is going to verify that they're on there?
that was, okay, so, but that was the exercise that Debbie and I were doing last time, trying to look at the decision to see exactly what it was that he needed to put on the maps, and then be able to say, yes, that's there, yes, that's there. So if what you're saying is that you're gonna send that out, send it out to just 2 people, be Debbie and I, because we already did it,
Okay,
and then,
and I'll send the pages that
right,
say what. And
and then
so-
we'll come in and sign it after we check it to make sure that he doesn't need to make any other.
Right, well, tell me it's okay, because he hasn't printed them
So
yet.
that's what I'm saying, okay, we'll
Right.
look at it, make sure it all looks okay.
And he still has to get Marie to sign it.
Right.
And the large acre parcel, acreage was correct.
Okay.
It was originally,
Doesn't matter, we don't,
I was just, it was 69.5.
it's all, right.
So, I sent him a separate.
I mean, I'm just thinking, I don't think we all need the explanation, we just need to know it's correct.
Um,
Are we done?
I'm
Motion to accept the minutes?
Oh,
Oh, wait, hold on, sorry,
That's okay.
I don't want you to accept the minutes, because remember I sent around, did I send around a revision to the minutes to everybody or no?
yes. I
So,
think it went to everybody.
yes, so I think we should probably, but now is not the time.
Are these the minutes that were from January that I just got recently in the email? The other one, was it from January or was it? Okay,
So I made a bunch of changes.
okay.
So are you suggesting we table it till next?
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
haven't looked at it, because you gotta look at what form, I mean, it was just a slightly different
So
I was trying to
Okay.
reduce and clean up.
Have you ever looked at the transcript from Mr. Owl? And what's it look
You don't want.
it can be humorous.
like? No, but I mean, it's
Got some funny words in there.
So you wanted to go home.
Yeah.
Why you asking
I
so
don't
many
know.
questions?
You're one of these people who be in class and laughing at it, the professor says, go home, and then you be the last
So
one.
there will be 2 sets of minutes then. next month.
Well, you know how I feel about minutes and punctuality, so I'm gonna keep my mouth closed this time. Okay,
I'm
what's
just letting you know.
I know, well, obviously, you know, last month and this month makes 2.
All right, let's,
Okay.
come on.
So I make a motion to not to close to go home. To leave the, to, what's it called? Adjourn the meeting.
All those in second?
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Don't forget you can get that. Copy that.
You guys know that though, right?
Yes, yes.
Oh, neighbors, right?